My next guest travelled to the region during the information blackout, obtaining this rare footage. Remarkable images shot for the New York Times that you are seeing here. And combat photographer and author Finbar O'Reilly joining me now. And these images, these pictures that you shot that our viewers are seeing now, Finbar, are truly remarkable. Describe for in your words, if you will, what you found and what these images reflect.
Yeah, so I can't see the images, but I think it's the ones of the prisoners of war being marched
Correct.
through the city of Mekelle, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so that day was, several days after the Tigrayan forces had retaken the regional capital of Mekelle, and initially there'd been huge celebrations that the government forces had left and that the Tigrayan fighters had moved back into the city, and then several days after that, I was out driving, having a look around, and I just saw this massive column of prisoners of war who I'd initially encountered in the mountains 7 days earlier when the Tigrayan forces were winning the battles against the Ethiopian troops. And they had told us they'd captured several thousand. We visited the camp where these prisoners were being held, but I didn't know that they were going to be marched into town on that particular day. And I just saw this column that stretched for more than a mile of several thousand. We were told 7,100 on that day. It may have been closer to 6,000. It's not entirely sure. But initially, it was the Tigrayan fighters escorting them. They'd been walking for more than a day from the mountains. And as they got into the center of town, more and more of the population crowded onto the roads, onto the roadside, and were cheering the Tigrayan fighters and jeering the Ethiopian troops whose eyes were downcast they were looking very defeated at that particular time. But there was a sense of joy, relief, and a venting of frustration. The population was shouting not slogans, but shouting against the Ethiopian soldiers. Some of them saying that these are the ones who attacked us, who killed our families, who raped our women. And the Tigrayan fighters were keeping some of the crowd away from the prisoners. And it was something. I've been covering conflicts for decades, and I've never seen a spectacle quite like this. It was remarkable.